Hey guys, Ben here and welcome back to another video. Today we got some major breaking news because we know when Superman Lois Season 4 is going to begin. So if you do go on to enjoy the video, please be sure to leave a like and a comment and subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss any future videos later this year. Okay, so we're still on DC, more content's coming, but as I've said in the last couple of videos, keep sending in your suggestions about certain TV shows and certain films you want me to cover. But anyway, in today's video we're going to be talking about the release date for Superman Lois because the CW has announced its full schedule, and we've got some quotes from the head of the CW talking about Superman Lois, and I really want to break it down because he does say some controversial things. Okay, so it's been announced, and this was announced via Deadline, the official lineup for the fall this year. That means October time normally. So this is basically October, and new shows are going to be premiering, new seasons of those shows are going to be premiering. But obviously if you look at the schedule, you can tell it's pretty much a mishmash of different shows. But we only really need to pay attention to one day, if I'm being completely honest. Monday, there's nothing really interesting on. It's just kind of new game shows. Tuesday, you got WWE. I guess if you like wrestling, you can watch that. Wednesday's got a new TV show called Joan and Sullivan's Crossing Season 2. I don't think many of you guys are interested in that. But Thursday is the big day because it's been announced that in October, in the fall, the primetime schedule of Superman Lois is going to be coming out on Thursday. So that means new episodes every Thursdays for the final season. It's going to be followed by the Librarians after. Librarians is a pretty big show that they are bringing back, but Superman Lois is going to be in that Thursday time slot. That is going to be the early time slot, so that is 8 to 9 p.m. wherever it is in America. I don't know the exact time zone, but apparently Superman Lois is being moved to that night to accommodate for the Librarians because they want them to be paired, because I think I've watched the show before and I think it kind of would pair decently well based on, you know, like maybe a game show coming after Superman Lois. That would not work well, so I understand that. And so yeah, the delayed fourth and final season will air on a new night on Thursday after spending the first 3 seasons on Tuesday night. And so now it's on a Thursday where like Legends used to be, and Tuesday night was obviously always the Flash night, and then it got changed to a Wednesday, but Superman Lois stayed on a Tuesday. And so what do you make of the reshuffle that Superman Lois is coming on Thursday? I don't think it means anything anymore. I mean, back in the day when we had all the Arrowverse shows, it meant something when a show changed to a different day. Like I remember Supergirl changed to like, was it like a Friday or a Saturday or something? It was something crazy where you were like, wow, why is the show airing on this day? But also back in the day, you would have like The Flash, then you would have Legends after it, and you know, you had Batwoman the next day, or you had Supergirl the next day, and it would be such a crammed schedule full of like great programming. Or it would be like Wednesday nights, it would be The Flash followed by Riverdale, and they're all shows you would want to watch, right? So now it's less of a big deal because Thursday is just like another night. It's probably the only night that's interesting on the CW schedule for the fall. So yeah, that is the update. We don't have the official start date, so we don't know exactly what Thursday it's going to be starting on, but they've said it's the fall. So traditionally with the CW and traditionally with primetime programming, it would start around mid-October for a full release date. And so I'm going to guess about maybe October 10th or the 17th. That would be my guess. They are Thursdays, so be on the lookout for that. And obviously preceding that, we will get trailers, we will get teasers, we will get photos, we will get interviews from the cast because it is the final season. They definitely have to push this final season because it's probably the biggest show that they've got left on the CW, and I know All American does well and everything, but Superman Lois is ultimately the CW's biggest show that is left. And so let's move over to this TV Line article because they actually got to talk to one of the guys who is the head of the CW, that being Brad Schwartz, the CW's president of entertainment, who tackles some questions. Now, you can read this article because they talk about Walker, All-American Homecoming as well. Obviously, I'm not going to talk about that because this video is mainly orientated around Superman Lois Season 4. But yeah, so this was released in conjunction with that CW schedule dropping for the 2024 to 2025 primetime schedule. Obviously that's starting in the fall and we'll head into the new year. And so this is the question they asked Brad Schwartz about Superman Lois. So they say, how do you think the final season of Superman Lois will be received? Brad replied, I have watched 9 of the 10 episodes and they are effing awesome. It is weekly event television. Greg Berlanti and the producers have constructed 10 bangers, even though he hasn't seen the last one. They really go for it. I've cried twice watching the first 9 episodes and I haven't even got to the finale yet. It's Emmy worthy, and by the way, you can watch the previous seasons and still be emotionally invested in what is happening. It's a wonderful 10 episode contained arc. So I have a problem with this, and I've seen people online like Andy, shout out to Andy, also have a problem with what Brad is actually saying here. Number one, we know that they don't care about Superman Lois, and Brad has been really trying to hype up Superman Lois for a long time, and he won't say anything bad about the show, which makes complete sense because they are promoting the show, and I don't hold anything against him for saying that. But yeah, he's watched 9 of the 10 episodes, and they are apparently effing awesome. He's always pointing out that the CW shows are Emmy worthy. He is very desperate to be like an NBC or ABC where they get shows that get nominated for Emmys. And yeah, Superman Lois is of that quality, it's that good, but he has said this many times and it's just like he's a broken record at this point. But anyway, the thing that I really have a problem with, and people online really have a problem with, is the fact that he says, and by the way, you can watch this final season without having watched the previous seasons. Now, let's break this down. Why would this make sense? Because season 3 literally ended with one of the biggest cliffhangers, and that was Superman fighting Doomsday. Imagine picking up at the start of season 4 and just having not watched the season 3 finale. Like, it just doesn't make any sense. And I think what it says to me is probably hasn't even watched that season 3 finale. He definitely hasn't watched season 1 or season 2. Like, all this guy cares about is trying to promote the CW and, you know, talk about the shows in a way that is quite ambiguous. Like, he's not really going into any details. Yeah, you could say he's trying not to give away spoilers, but he's bigging up the producers, he's bigging up Greg Berlanti, trying to say they've constructed 10 bangers, and you don't even need to watch the previous seasons. And that's a roast towards the previous seasons. Like, yeah, it's a good thing if you can go into, say, a film and understand the film and where it's come from. But for a TV show, it's pivotal that you go back and you watch the show. That's the whole point in TV shows. You watch episode 1, you watch episode 2, you go through the season, then you head to the next season, then you build up to what is now the final season of Superman Lois. It's very important, guys. So yeah, a lot of people have taken a problem to this online. I completely agree. And I understand being emotionally invested in what's happening because there's going to be high stakes. You know, it's going to be a big deal when Lois and Clark face Lex Luthor head on, and whatever happens in the finale, which he hasn't watched yet, despite saying it's a wonderful 10 episode arc. He does actually confirm in response to this question next. I'm assuming you've read the finale. He says, I have people going to be blown away. So he hasn't watched it. Now that could be because they don't have a cut put together. They only just finished filming like a couple of weeks ago. And so yeah, it seems they are quite far along the way in terms of editing, which is really good to hear. We also heard that there is a potential trailer coming out in the next couple of months. Don't know if that's going to be at Comic-Con. You would like to think it would be. However, yeah, they've edited 9 of the 10 episodes at least. Now that doesn't mean he's watched it with VFX. It's definitely not all finished. They're not that quick. And we still have until October to kind of make everything perfect and, you know, get it really, really ready for when it comes out. And so yeah, that is what Brad Schwartz had to say about the final season of Superman and Lois. So let me know down in the comments below, are you excited for this final season? I definitely am. I can't wait to watch it on Thursdays. I'll be watching it weekly, doing reviews, doing breakdowns, trailer breakdowns, and everything else, as always. But I'll be updating you guys when they actually announce the official Thursday that is returning in October. But for now, I would probably mark or pencil in your calendars for 10th of October or 17th of October, because that's like kind of around the time that normally the full schedule would start. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to leave a like and a comment, and subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss any future videos. But for now, you can click on the top right corner of the screen to watch my latest video, and I'll catch you guys later. Goodbye.